Okay, these are the ingredients I'm going to use for my pot pie. I'm going to use a quarter cup of the mild cheddar cheese. I'm going to use the whole can of the cream of chicken soup. I have a chicken breast that I cut up into bite-sized pieces. I had cooked the chicken breast yesterday, so it was cold. It was easier to cut. I have 8 crescent rolls, reduced fat, and some mixed vegetables. And I'm going to spray the dishes with Pam. I have 2 pie dishes. I'm going to have 2 servings out of each pie dish. So it's going to be 4 servings, and it's a 9-point pie, which is kind of high, I understand. But I'm going to have a side of acorn squash for 0 points along with it. So I'll show you when I start making it. Okay, the package comes with 8 pieces of the dough. I use 3 on the bottom to kind of spread it out to make the bottom crust layer. And so I've already done the chicken, the soup. And then I'm going to add the cheese in here. There it is over here. And stir this until it melts. Oh, my stove is done. You want to set your oven for 375. I parboiled a cup of frozen vegetables. I just want to make sure that they're done. So I added that. And then I'm going to add my chicken to that. Give that a little stir. And you know what? I think I used a little bit too much water because it's a little too wet, but I'm going to make do with that. And then I'm going to put some in here, and I will show you once I get it in. Okay, I didn't use all of the liquids that were in here, but I did use the vegetables. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the top, and once I get it spread out a little better, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, this is the first time I'm making this, and so I can see that I should have only put 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. I'll learn from my mistakes for next time, but I'll let you see it once it comes out. And you put it in a 375 oven for 9 to 12 minutes. I'll show you the finished product. Okay, and there's the finished product, and I'm going to eat just half one, and I'm going to freeze the other one, and then Jim and I will have it for dinner one night next week. Okay, I'm having a homemade pot pie. I'll put the recipe up tomorrow, show you how I made it. It's not really quite a half. I did a whole pot pie. Well, this portion is supposed to be 9 points. Sorry about my finger in the way. And I'm going to have some acorn squash. Okay, I think that the chicken pot pie turned out really well. Suggestions that I would do differently, since that was the first time I ever did it. I would pre-bake the bottom layer for at least 7 minutes. It had a problem getting brown enough. It did cook, but it took almost 20 minutes. I also said to cook it at 375. I think next time I'm going to try 400. And it was very filling. I had the pie dishes are a little bit bigger than a Mrs. Fields pot pie. So imagine how big a Mrs. Fields pot pie is, and this was probably maybe an inch around bigger, my dishes that I had. That's why half of it was more than enough. And with the acorn squash, I was full. I really was. It was very tasty, and I did like it. And if you try the recipe, let me know. I'd like to know how you liked it, if you made any changes to it. The only changes I would do is next time I think I would only put 2 crescent rolls on the bottom and put 2 on top. But other than that, and another thing, the soup called to put a can of water in. I put a half a can of water in. Next time I either would use a quarter cup of milk, which would be 1 point, or add it onto the recipe, so I don't think it would even show in the points at the end. Or I wouldn't have used milk at all. It was the consistency was just a little bit too thin. So the next time I think I might try it with just a quarter cup of milk to make it a little bit thicker. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. So I'll give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And let me know if you try it, how you liked it.